So for today's video, we are continuing that Phantom Draft run, and I'm currently 4-0. I'm happy with those results, don't get me wrong, but I'm a little bit surprised because, again, this is a draft where I drafted some very powerful green cards, but because of the hero choices that I was offered, I opted to cut green, and it seems to be paying off. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the next game. Hopefully we'll find ourselves a win, find some success. It would be very nice, very satisfying if I could go a clean 5-0 as opposed to 5-1 or 4-2 maybe if I lose the next two. But either way, you're going to see it because, as I said at the start of this run, win or lose, I'm going to put up all of the videos, and you guys can see all of my questionable decisions right from the draft all the way through the games. I'm not going to pretend like I'm perfect or even that I've played the cleanest, but again, so far things are working out. Hard to argue with starting 4-0 anyway, and I think that the big appeal here was, again, just hero quality, right? Phantom Assassin, Sorlakan, and Sniper, all three of those are great heroes in draft, and cutting any one of those to include a basic green hero, despite the powerful green cards that I had drafted, the Thunderhide packs, and a little bit of ramp, I just don't think that it would have been ultimately worth it. And instead, because we're two-color, we get consistency, and we have a good tempo game plan. Assassinate and Coup de Grace in this list gives me a lot of flexibility, and we also have Sorlakan and Bristleback, along with Phase Boots that I picked up, so I can either try to take advantage of one or the other. And honestly, Timbersaw has been okay as well. Certainly better than a Keef. The Whirling Death has mattered. I used that to snowball early in one game, and so I'm happy with how this draft is turning out. I'm happy with how this is performing. So taking just a little bit here to jump into the game, likely because I'm 4-0 and it's trying to pair me up with somebody menacing, somebody terrifying. But I'm just excited to be making artifact content again. I've been casting it a lot, but I have not been able to stream it or play it the way that I would like. And don't get me wrong, like, casting it is very satisfying, just like playing the game, but you know, I like playing too. So yeah, potentially a very fearsome opponent here, right? So another duo colored opponent, if you will. We're up against green-blue, and they're flopping all of their green heroes. Zeus, pretty powerful. Might be seeing some dimensional portals. I have to figure out where I want this Hellbear Crippler to go. I don't think I want to match it up over here against these armored units. So this makes a lot of sense. And I want to push some tower damage as well, so we'll put this here. I like this development. Now another thing is we're hopefully going to just take out this Viper right away, though it will impact my Phantom Assassin with the passive a little bit, but I'd like to, I think, cross-develop this Assault Ladders. So we're probably going to develop Assault Ladders here in this first lane where we're already pretty wide. We also know our opponent wants to fight for this first lane, because blue, especially Zeus, loves that first lane. So it's safe to assume we're going to invest over there. Our opponent taking time, looking things over, and that's okay. Poor Phantom Assassin. And then we have no tricks here. It'd be nice if we could somehow take this Treant out nice and clean. But nothing right now.
It is unlikely.
And we eat a Viper Strike. And I'm not honestly even against that. If Viper Strike allows me to reposition Bristle after I've killed Treant and I get the armor buff, that actually might be a benefit. This creep means I have a 50-50 of Sorlakan being free. So we'll go ahead and take that shot. They have got a decision to make with Zeus, because if they bring Zeus over here and they have a 50-50 on ending up in front of my Phantom Assassin, that could bite them. But leaving this open means I just get free pressure. So this is not an easy decision for my opponent here. And they do just decide to allow the easy pressure. Sorla in an open slot. That's great. That's what we want to see. And we've got these hip fires here as well. I'm going to take a stall action. We're just going to play a cloak.
Perfect.
I want to see what they do first before I decide what to do with one of these hip fires. I don't think Instigator is the play at the moment, though it might be because of the assault ladders. But I would like to either hip fire a creep if it goes in front of Sorla, or
You cannot hide from me.
the other option is we could try to hit this Zeus and take that out. But again, letting Sorla hit the tower makes an awful lot of sense here. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll take the 14 damage against this tower. Now, if we wanted to be really greedy, I could just develop Disciple here now and push a bunch of extra damage, but I don't think that's what you want to do. And I'm fine with an Instigator here.
Let's start a riot.
Well, there's no items, so should save the treant. Now, that is scary, because now we're going into Thunder God's Wrath as a potential... I think I want this too, actually. As a potential play by my opponent, so it's a bit worrisome. I do like my hero presence here already, and this Bristle's going to die and allow me to redeploy somewhere. I kind of almost want to put Sniper here just to start pressuring this as well. Yeah, this is actually a tough call. Could just wait and have Bristle go here. But I think this is where I want it. Unfortunate arrow for the Sorla Khan. Not what you want to see at all, but we're going to go ahead and take this hip fire play. Locks them out of blue. And let's go ahead and play a short sword.
The saw suit needed this.
Could have considered saving this for Phantom Assassin to trade in here, but
I'll take whatever
cloak up
they
here as
throw
well.
at me.
Your armor.
And I'm fine with this. So a lot of pressure there, not so much here. I think I want to just go ahead and take the healing salve here as a stall play.
I won't forget this.
Now there is the option of Disciple, which allow me to trade here and push extra damage, but again, I'm not necessarily sure that's what I want to do here. I take a lot of damage on everything else, and I'll have, if I have initiative, the headshot play coming in, so poor Phantom Assassin is getting picked on by Viper.
This was foretold.
So Bristle does die, but we'll get to redeploy in a couple of turns.
The Dark Trolls are keepers of many mysteries.
And Path of the Wise not doing me any favors in that first lane as well. And that's going to get rid of my Instigator, sadly. I was kind of using this as a blocking tool. Oh, and the Town Portal Scroll. That's unfortunate because we were banking on not having to deal with a Thunder God's Wrath of any kind over here. Grab some more defensive options. Because we're going to basically lose our heroes here. I'm only at 6. I will not have the option to assassinate. So unless I top deck Coup de Grace, Coup de Grace bails me out pretty well. It's a fantastic play. But without coup de grace, this is going to be a painful turn for me. And yeah, there it is. No coup de grace. So I think instead we're just going to go ahead and develop this while we can.
We serve at Emperor Galanius' will.
And expect Thunder God's Wrath to come in and clean me up.
This is useful.
Interesting.
Come, my friends.
No Thunder
You
Gods.
must be
Wow,
hungry.
I'm very surprised by that. Now, Sorla is going to end up dying to this Viper Strike, unfortunately, but I'm okay with this turn of events. No Thunder God's Wrath means that I can use this headshot over here, keep my Phantom Assassin alive a little bit longer. And try to start generating some real value. So, get the Stonehall Cloak here. I think we'll save the Phase Boots. And we're going to take the risk now, I think.
I offer a taste.
You can play Disciple, and if they try to put something in front of it, then that's fair. But with only green, they don't have a way to kill it outright. They can only block. And yeah, we will happily push a lot of damage there. We're behind here, but not much I can do about that. Now, the only negative is, again, we're going to lose... I like the broadsword. We are going to lose our Sorlakan during the upkeep, and that also shuts down my Assassinate in that lane. But I think Bristle still needs to come over here. Should hopefully have enough tools that I can just deal with this on my own. Thunder God's Wrath, still a problem, but
My power
not
is
the end of the world.
undeniable. I have foreseen what is to come.
So we do have Phase Boots and Broadsword on Bristleback that would actually take this tower out. But I think at the moment what we're looking to do is also try to clean this up. So let's go ahead and play...
Oh, you see what's coming, don't you?
Let's play Clear the Deck.
Must be relentless.
They develop a Mist. You know what? I'm actually fine. If these still both die, like, let's be reactive here, right? I'm okay with that. They're still both dying at the moment. And I think I'm still okay with this. We're going to let this go. I mean, it does save the Lycan, but I think getting rid of the blue hero there is what's most important. And here we want to reduce the chances of catastrophe, so we'll just take a nice, easy assassinate and lock them out of blue. And so now they'll need another creep if they want to stop the lethal on the tower here, but we do still have Broadsword or Phase Boots to try to make this happen. And it goes through. So saving the Broadsword and the Phase Boots for this first lane is a very, very big deal. And something that I'm very excited about. I like this. I'm actually going to take this Keenfolk Musket as well, because again, weapons that help me push damage are important, and the musket can also potentially clear out this creep, for example. because I can't play any of these black cards, at least from here, right? So everything that I'm doing is going to be based on these item plays and things like Whirling Death. So we're going to start with a musket.
Barstow, but it will do the trick.
And they're sending my bristleback flying, and that is rather unfortunate. Rather unfortunate. So we're just going to go ahead and take the Whirling Death. It still requires them to have some sort of answer. Alright, so they do have the answer.
With you by my side, there's no enemy I
And we
can't
can
fell.
do this, which will make sure that that goes.
This will do well.
And Barbed Mail potentially saves it. Could overwrite this with the blade, and I actually think that this is going to be the right play. Because that clears up an awful lot.
I will have vengeance for the House of Ambry.
Because we're going to clear this out. Now we have some new options available as far as how we want to approach this. We could assault ladders over here and then transition to trying to rush this down as well. And I think that's actually going to be the right play. So we're going to go ahead and assault ladders. We're giving up initiative to do this, but ultimately I think it's correct. We're going to make use of our black hero being able to cross lane play things. And we want to nuke this because this frees up the most damage.
You're dead.
And now we're suddenly up to threatening 20 over there.
I'm hardier than I look.
And we have this musket here as well. So 24. And so now we're in a position where we're threatening here, and we can double deploy in this first lane. Let's take the plate. Let's take this cloak just to buy it out, and we'll take the scroll. And the scroll we can potentially use here, but we're going to double deploy over here, because that also opens up assassinate plays. We don't have initiative, but with 2 black heroes, at least one should survive. And then we can potentially take this down with a cross lane play of some sort. Oh, we do also have this Time of Triumph available for down there as well.
I will not forget.
Alright, so they heal. I think locking them out of green is actually more important than locking them out of blue at this moment. And the hipfire doesn't do a whole lot for me. And assassinate does not take out Jemai, so we're going to go ahead and do this.
Effortless. Limits are for the lesser.
All right, interesting.
I'll need this for the war.
Go ahead and develop this. At some point, I think the broadsword comes down here because I need to get rid of this wolf.
You won't deny me victory!
Still fine with that. Gonna save the phase boots for the bristleback in the last lane, and so as such, we'll just go ahead and play this here.
I know how to use this.
Because again, we want to keep our heroes healthy as possible. And here we're healthy enough that I think I just take the TP. Gives me 2 deploys next turn along with headshot off of cooldown. And it's gonna feel kind of bad as a one-man time of triumph, but it might be necessary. We do have the phase boots to move. Alright, thankfully that's not piercing damage, so...
Let's end this quick and find a tavern. I'm ready for anything.
We're just gonna go ahead and do this. And
Oh, I think this brings out my quills, don't you?
if we're gonna trade with something here, we'd prefer it to be this. Now this is just gonna force him to move the Jemai as well, but we also get his phase boots on cooldown, and it gives me initiative back going into that first lane, and that's potentially important. We just buy what's available. Don't necessarily need the health items, but... Why is it important, you ask? Well, now that I get double deploys over here, we have hip fire, and that allows me to take another action immediately, so I can use hip fire and headshot to secure a kill on this Zeus before my opponent can do anything to react. And there is the concession. They know what's coming with the hip fire. They cannot stop it. And that is a victory. That is a victory. I'm very excited about it, and I'm very happy about it because that means we went 5-0. Despite me cutting the green, just on what I think is the back of this very good set of heroes. Our hero quality was top notch in my opinion for draft. We've done it. We're gonna go ahead and claim the rewards. 5-0, and that's it. That's it for the run. That's it for this video. If you made it this far, and if you've watched them all, thank you. I really appreciate it. I hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to catch you in the next video.